Right, so today we're going to be watching an episode of Hooked on the Look, and this one is about a guy who's addicted to American Girl dolls, so much so that he's got a collection of them worth over $50,000. So without further ado, let's just get into it.
Whenever a new doll is released, I am definitely buying it. Every month I'm spending around $400 on dolls.
That is just ridiculous. I hope this isn't one of those where they just go, oh, I spend this inexplicable amount of money on these every single month, and they just do not reveal why. How do you have this much disposable income? I hope they say what he actually does for a living.
So roughly here in this house specifically, I have around 150, but overall I definitely have over 200 now at this point.
200, that is just ridiculous. Look how many there are. He's got to have cabinets and shelves just to store them all. This freaks me out. And where is he storing the other 50 dolls? I don't know how anyone could sleep in a room with all of these things staring at you.
I would be lying if there weren't times where we were like, don't you just want to sell this stuff and like do
like
something else?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. He's got a partner that's evidently absolutely sick of it. He's like, I've got no room for my clothes. The food cupboards are filled with dolls. We haven't eaten in weeks because the fridge is taken up by dolls. This guy wants some respite. I bet he's just fingers crossed, like, I pray this is a phase.
Hi, my name is Kris, and I have an American Girl doll collection that is worth over $50,000.
$50,000. 50,000 divided by 200 is 250.
You're so smart. You're so effing smart.
Are these dolls on average $250 each? If so, that is ridiculous.
This is my childhood bedroom from when I was, I want to say 7 all the way until I was 13, and then my collection started to grow in here after the following years. These shelves that I have here, they are all technically in the order that I purchased them in.
That must mean he barely even plays with them because they're all in chronological order on the shelves. So what does he do with them? Are these like collectibles as well? I wonder if they're going up in value.
It just became a really fast passion of mine, collecting them, finding them, fixing them. Within the span of a couple of years, my collection had already amounted to over 100 dolls.
That is just crazy. I mean, it reminds me so much of my childhood home growing up. Like, growing up with that many sisters, there were just dolls absolutely everywhere. Weirdly, I probably had a similar childhood to this guy. I just had no interest in them.
So this is my doll house. My brother-in-law built it with the help of my father. A lot of time, effort, love, blood, sweat, and tears was put into this doll house.
Okay, we love a supportive family. I mean, if I was a dad, I'd be like, I have no idea and cannot relate to you at all on why you like this. But to be fair, that's probably the case with 95% of things. I don't think my dad really cares about animals or chess the same way I do, so he bought me some chess books and a nice chessboard, so supportive parenting, that's what it's all about.
So my very first doll that I ever received when I was 10, this is my doll Bailey. She's my Y2K girl.
The firstborn child. I know that's a favourite. Bedroom high up, loads of furniture. I bet has all the expensive accessories, while so many of them are just crammed like sardines onto that shelf.
Over here we have the living room. We have the parlor, kind of like our dining room, and then we have a bathroom here in the corner.
It is a proper house. This guy's just playing Sims with slightly less or slightly more options.
Then we have my doll Piper, who was my last doll in my childhood collection. We have my doll Molly, who is very much a Disney fanatic.
I love how he's like a massive fan of dolls, and the dolls all have personalities and they're like massive fans of things. If I buy this guy a doll, and will he make it an ArthurTV fan? That's what I want to know. I'll give him free doll-sized merch if he can get a doll and make it an ArthurTV fan.
One of the first furniture pieces that I wanted to make sure I got my hands on was Kit's Treehouse. I love this treehouse with my whole heart, and I'm so happy that I finally have it in my collection.
He's just so happy all the time. This guy loves them. I wonder if he's going to talk about why exactly he loves them so much. I actually can kind of see why it would be fun. I mean, I definitely got bullied or persuaded. Didn't take much persuasion to play with my sisters every now and then. I mean, it really didn't do much for me, but this guy freaking loves it.
The most expensive doll that I purchased was around $2,000. This doll, to get your hands on one in practically mint condition, is very hard.
Yeah, I wonder if this is like a $50,000, like, that's how much I spent on it, or this is how much it's worth. Like, what if you bought them for like 30 grand, but like they've all gone up in price and it's worth like, well, 50 grand now? Or did he like spend 60 and it's worth 50 now, you know?
Growing up, I was definitely very susceptible to being picked on, so I kind of always kept to myself.
Aww.
I started becoming interested in dolls when I was around 6 or 7.
I mean, to be fair, if you're getting picked on, that's probably not the best hobby to pick as a dude. But you know what? Almost fair play to him for just being like, you know what? This is what I like, and I don't care. Come at me, bullies.
Oh, shiver my timbers!
Like, if I was a bully at that school, I'd be like, I'm not going to go near this kid in case I wake up one day and one of the dolls is at the foot of my bed with a knife in its hand. Like a little Chucky.
At first, I was a little scared of them, but I realized that I actually had such a deep love for them. And before I knew it, I asked my parents for my first one. They said no, but I decided to call up my aunt. She, without hesitation, said yes.
Yeah, the cashed auntie. I wonder if this is one of those characters, this is the rich single aunt that just says yes to buying their freaking nieces and nephews whatever they want.
I fund my collection a lot through the work that I do online with social media. A lot of it does come back to me. If I do videos that do well, I'm able to continue funding this hobby.
Gaslight, gatekeeper, American girl boss. Nice. This kind of thing, like, I mean, he's got like a really good personality, like very happy, like smiley, very friendly, all this kind of stuff. If you're like that type of person and you are really involved in one kind of niche, like social media is a place to be. And the amount of money you can make off it is crazy. Like, I know a girl.
Lie. You're going to say lie. Well, say lie.
Who's an influencer, and her main thing is porridge, and she literally earns 6 figures just posting about porridge with not that many followers. Just because porridge companies are like, oh my god, if we can pay this girl money to like advertise our porridge, we'll make so much money because all of our followers are porridge enjoyers, you know? Rather than paying someone like me to advertise the porridge where it's like, oh, you know, maybe 1 in 100 people might like porridge.
Fascinating.
Do you get what I'm saying?
A lot of the feedback is mainly positive. When it comes to negative comments, I don't really ever respond because I always focus on the 10 positive comments for every 1 negative comment.
Yeah, you can kind of tell this guy has the right mentality for it because, like, you just have to be this positive type person if you're on social media. Fair enough to be able to read hate comments and just be like, I literally don't care. I'm going to keep doing it anyway. And you can tell he just doesn't take anything too seriously as well. I mean, he obviously has like a serious passion for it, but you can tell he's just like, you know, this is what I like. Who cares? If people hate it, who cares? And it's just so much easier to like someone like that. And probably so much harder to hate someone like that.
When I first found out about Kris's collection, I think I just glossed over it. And then one day, like, I was over and he was like, do you want to see the collection? I was like, sure. And I like saw the scope of it and I was like, this is a huge thing.
Yeah, I wonder how far into this relationship it was because he's like, you know, that type of like tiny little thing I mentioned that I might like this one little thing. I have 206 of them and it's worth 50 grand. This guy's probably more asset rich than like most people in the US, which means most people in the entire world. Who just has 50 grand of assets just sitting around in their house? That is actually mental when you deep it. And he's young as well. This guy's winning.
We have this running joke in our friend group that I'm like the creative director because I feel like I just help him achieve the vision and sometimes it makes me want to rip my hair out, but you know what? It's all part of the magic, I guess.
That's so funny. See, this guy as well is the exact same. He's like not taking it too seriously. Has a bit of a joke. I mean, clearly it takes up a load of his life. But as well, you know, if he can help out and produce and help his boyfriend make better content, his boyfriend makes more money. They get more money to spend. Mostly on dolls, of course, but, you know, it benefits him in the long run.
My father, he doesn't drink, but he enjoys to collect different kinds of alcohols.
Oh, it's genetic. These guys probably have this like slight hoarder gene. And I mean, evidently they're doing really well with it. I mean, this guy's got dolls and made a career out of it and the guy's collecting alcohol. Hopefully not an alcoholic, but their house is looking relatively clean and put together, so they've done well from it.
Between the two of us, you've also spent a pretty penny on your collection as well.
I don't think it's a collection, it's just very few. Well, probably about 215 bottles I have.
215 bottles?
I always had your support for my collecting because of the fact that you were so passionate about yours.
Well, I have always supported you because I help a lot building that stuff downstairs, that dollhouse.
This is so sweet. Because you can so imagine, no small number of parents would just be like, oh, this is weird, this is what you shouldn't be doing. Especially fathers, you know, you can have a stereotype of like, you should be collecting footballs or whatever. And this guy's just like, man, you know, makes you happy, I love you, I'll help you out with it. This is so wholesome.
He had a little discomfort, I guess, either coming out or playing with dolls. Also for us, because as Latinos, I guess, something's it creates a little conflict in our social life. But we were all for it, really.
Oh, it's so wholesome. Actually, this is making me emotional. This guy is so lucky to have such a loving family. What the hell?
I feel like I'm more confident in myself because I know that something I'm so passionate about is not only sparking creativity in others, but it's also inspiring people to live authentically in who they are.
This is crazy. Honestly, when I was planning on doing this video, I was like, this is going to be weird. This guy's going to have a weird thing with his dolls. There's going to be some strange spin, and I'm going to feel really uncomfortable, and I'm going to be like, haha, what a weird dude, this guy, you know. But this is honestly one of the most wholesome videos I've ever watched. And I hope you guys enjoy the wholesome stuff just as much, because I actually do. This is so enjoyable to watch, especially when it catches you this off guard, you know?
Your creativity really shows, especially from your theater side.
Yeah.
You know, you're singing and dancing as a kid, and now as an adult. Looking at the dollhouse, you see all the creativity in the way you
shaped it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I was able to support you, Miguelito. Hopefully, we'll continue to support you as much as I can.
And the brother and the dad, the brother's just as supportive as the dad. This whole thing is, okay, it's getting a little bit too cheesy now. Come on, someone bring it down a notch. At least drop a joke in here. You know, maybe cry on my own YouTube channel.
I'm proud of you, mijo.
I'm proud of you. Oh, what a sweet dad.
The way things were back then, and now we're having different conversations about the way that children grow up and the effects that has into adulthood. I've been made aware of that, and just how healing it is to really tap into your inner child and be able to express that part of you.
Because, like, as well, the whole, I mean, if his dad had rejected it and just been like, no, I don't want you doing this, I don't approve, this guy would be in the exact same situation, living with a bunch of dolls and stuff, but he'd have a terrible relationship with his dad, and there'd be awkward resentment, maybe they wouldn't even speak. So it's not as if, like, him turning around and being like, oh no, you shouldn't play with dolls, and if he had stuck with that, would have changed anything other than his relationship with his son. So fair play, man.
As of right now, I don't see myself stopping my collection anytime soon. I'm enjoying the content that I'm creating, and it's a way for me to engage with an audience that's passionate about what I enjoy, and it's something that I'm so grateful for.
I cannot believe how freaking wholesome that was. What an absolute, that caught me by surprise massively, but I back it. What a guy as well. If you want to follow him, by the way, he's Kris American Girl on TikTok and The Doll Studio by Kris on Instagram. Go drop him a follow if you're into this kind of thing and show him some love. And on the off chance that you have someone like this in your life, support them and give them all the love, because evidently, as long as they're not hurting anyone, all it's going to spread is more happiness. Unfortunately though, that is the end of today's video. So if you enjoyed it, please feel free to leave a like. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to catch the next one. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.